I get paid for one reason and one reason only, and that is to deliver a rating. But if you start following the internet about what they're saying about the show and about them critiquing the show, and we'll get into this deeply. I mean, and I want to with you. I mean, you know, you brought me out here, but nobody's got a bigger personality than Dusty. I mean, nobody. I think Christian had a little bit more personality than AJ. I mean, he did, because I worked with both of them.
Who would Jeff Jarrett side with more, you or Dutch?
I think Jeff was more me when it came to doing things outside of the box, but Jeff was always rooted very fundamentally. He always was. When a match comes off bad or when a finish comes off bad, that's not me. I'm not a wrestler. I don't tell wrestlers what to do in a ring. Sometimes it boggles my mind how people in the business for so long, they don't understand the difference between, you know, a creative writer and an agent.
Right.
They're two totally different things, and I can't tell you how much heat I took over the years for, you know, matches being bad and finishes, and that's not what I do. I write the show. That's why Vince Russo is never going to tell a wrestler what to do in a match. I'm not a wrestler. I haven't taken bumps. I haven't been there. I haven't done that. That's why you have agents who are former wrestlers. That's another misnomer that people don't understand. We book week to week. And there's a reason for that, because when you're writing a television show every single week, first and foremost, there's no time to get ahead of the curve. He was already there when I came back, and I'm being totally honest with you now. It was a big concern of mine, and it had nothing to do with the way I felt about Jim Cornette, because I can work with Jim Cornette every day, and I know I don't say a word about Jim publicly. I don't knock Jim. I don't say anything negative about Jim. As a matter of fact, you can go back and look in my books. I put Jim over.
When you first came in, did you have to sit down with Cornette behind closed doors and maybe hash things out, or was there a phone call conversation between you two? Or
you know what? That's a real good question. That's a real good question, Rob, because I was really concerned about it. Really concerned about it, because I know Jim. I always knew that Jim Cornette could not stand me. I mean, no matter what, I knew deep down inside he hated me, and you know, no matter what I did, that was never going to change. Not one person tries to reach out to me and say, "Hey Vince, we're hearing this. Did this happen?" When you work with a Vince McMahon as closely as I did, and then now you're going to another extreme and you're working for somebody that's really not of the business, I mean, it's night and day. I mean, the two experiences are totally different. Like, you know, when I'm standing in an arena and it's the Fire Russo chants, and the Fire Russo chants have nothing to do with Russo, and if I was in the crowd, I probably would have chanted the same thing if I didn't know. So, I mean, yeah, it bothers me. That's another thing. When I just came into creative, and that was already booked. And when I heard that, I was like, the minute I heard it, I'm like, I didn't even know what to say. So if Eric and Hulk can help get ratings, it's business. I was told by Dixie.
Okay.
I mean, I was told by Dixie, and I was told over a phone. You know, the first couple of meetings Eric and I had were great. I mean, and we got everything out on the table. I mean, we got everything out on the table. We got Bash at the Beach out on the table. And I mean, I understood for the first time. These guys were thinking one thing. I was thinking something else. Eric arranged to sit down with Hulk. So, you know, again, bro, it's like there were no punches pulled in those meetings. It was me, Eric, and Hulk. It wasn't three of us. So, like, all this stuff is going on around you, and, like, you're just oblivious to it. But, like, you see things changing, but you're really not sure how they're changing. And like I said, I'm not the paranoid kind of type. I'm the type of like, okay, if you want to replace me, because I know what I'm bringing to the table.
Right.
I don't mean to sound cocky,
Right.
but and I'll get ripped for this. You know, this will be the headline of everything. I swear to you, when I left the WWE in 1999, I remember telling Vince verbatim, I want to say from Jeff losing power to Hulk and Eric coming in my opinion, it was two totally different companies.